Hey, Trevor, some big-time third-down conversions today with your legs, but also finding Brenton early, Diami. Why were you guys able to have such success on third down today, in your opinion?
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously something that I know we've needed to improve on. Talking about last year, like, weren't great on third down. So I think, emphasizing that in the offseason, but also just I felt like we were really prepared. Our plan was good going in. We ran some good stuff against Carolina's defense, and guys were in the right spot at the right time, and I was able to get it to them. Obviously, still left some out there, but it felt good to hit those third downs and be able to keep the drives going.
What did it feel like being back on the field for you? It's been a while.
It's been a while. Yeah, it felt great. It's fun being back out there. Yeah, I guess that's all I got. But it was great. It was fun. Fun to get a win, man. That was awesome.
How do you feel you operated the offense and the offense operated in general?
I think there's a lot to clean up. We'll go back and look at it. I think operationally wasn't terrible, but some of the penalties, obviously, we have to clean up. I thought a couple times we're getting to the line a little slow and getting a little bit behind the play clock, and we got to just improve that. And that starts with me just getting the call in quick and getting the guys up the line of scrimmage and going and playing and having that sense of urgency. So I think there's a couple of those, and then just too many penalties in general. But hey, we found a way to get a win. Found the end zone a couple times, and we're able to score points, and our defense played great and ran the ball great. Did a lot of good things today, and we won, most importantly. So we'll go back and correct it. We got to keep getting better, but there's definitely some stuff that we can learn from.
Hey, Trevor, congrats on the win. This is like we've said before, this is your third different offense that you've had to work with, and each offense takes a while to get used to. So how long has it been? Is it still a work in progress, or are you feeling much comfortable now with what Coach Cohen is calling?
I feel very comfortable. Every week is new, though. Like, the way you game plan during the season is just so much different. So it is like learning. I wouldn't say like learning something new, but you're putting together a whole new plan for each opponent. So it's a lot of work that goes in during the week of not only film study of your opponent, but also studying your game plan and what we're doing, why we're running this run against this look, and why we're trying to get this concept versus this coverage. There's a lot of things that go into it. So it's just a lot of study each week to get ready so you feel great and can play fast on Sunday. And I thought, myself and the guys did an awesome job this week of preparing, and we were ready to go. And we were ready for what Carolina was going to do, and I thought we played fast.
Two for you on the scrambles. How important was it to get those first two out of the way, knowing that's how last season ended?
Yeah, not really something I thought about, to be honest, but I think just using your legs as a weapon in this league, and you see the way the league is, especially now, it's what you have to do. Defenses are good. They're covering people up. It's going to happen sometimes, and they don't have that extra defender for the quarterback. So just finding a way to use my legs and be able to keep the drives alive.
And then you guys have been working toward week one since March. Is it a relief to get through it and just move on and get into the season now?
Yeah, it feels really good to get a win. To start your season that way, 1-0, and obviously we're going to enjoy it tonight. And it's hard to win in this league, so you can't take any of them for granted. But we got to move on quickly and get ready for good team Cincinnati next week. So yeah, it feels great though, especially with all the new going on and the amount of work we put in this offseason, and to be rewarded for this first week and getting that win feels good. But it's just this week, and we got to move on to next week.
Does it feel any different as a new regime? I mean, you didn't win your opener in the first regime. You didn't win your opener in the second regime. Does this one feel maybe different or headed in a different direction?
I think, there's a lot of, yes, feels great the direction we're heading. Like I said, you can't take it for what it is. We won in week one. We're 1-0 to start the season, and we're all pumped about that. A lot of work went into it, and no one takes for granted how hard it is to win in this league. So we're all really proud of that. But it's one game. So, we got to keep doing it. That's what consistency is, what will be the difference. And we have to continue to prepare and play well.
Over 200 yards on the ground. How pleasing was that? And why was the ground game able to be so effective today?
Yeah, the guys, starts with the guys up front, obviously. Guys up front and the wideouts, too, in the run game have really bought into blocking downfield. You see Diami on Travis's long run, covering up the guy 50 yards down the field, got Travis an extra, 30 yards. That stuff matters. And I think just for those guys to buy in and do that on the perimeter, and then to see it pay off in a game where it's like, hey, you got 30 more yards because you ran down the field and covered up your guy. That's cool to see the buy-in from the whole team. Obviously, the guys up front most selfless guys we got, and they just, are grinding it out. We ran it a lot, and they wanted to keep doing it, and they did a great job moving people, and, we were ready. We had a good plan.
When a defense has a day like today, 3 turnovers, 2 turnover rundowns, what does that do for the offense?
It's awesome. I mean, we had some drives where we didn't do a great job, where we got behind the chains and had a couple 3-and-outs, or missed a throw, drop a ball, whatever it may be, just a couple mishaps on offense. And then when your defense is able to go get a stop and kind of erase that, it's huge. I mean, as an offense, when you feel like, all right, we got a 3-and-out, and then they go score immediately. Obviously, this is football. That's going to happen sometimes, but it's a good feeling when you know the defense goes out there and gets another 3-and-out and you get the ball right back. That's huge for a team.
And then with how much routine is the quarterback position, you're in a rhythm in the game. What was that weather delay kind of like? Like, what were you really doing during it?
Yeah, it was weird. Obviously, having that delay when we already started, and it was middle of the second quarter, so you're about to come back in for halftime too. But just keeping everyone focused. We had some good conversations inside in the locker room of, what they were doing. If anything was different that they were doing that we didn't plan for, kind of what calls we're looking to get to next, all that stuff. And then from there on, you're just kind of relaxed and trying to cool off and hydrate, get the body back. It's hot out there today.
How'd Travis Hunter do today?
He was great. Had some big catches, obviously. I think he's a weapon for us, and he's going to continue to get better and better. He's a matchup in space, great with the ball in his hands. Could have had more out there. I felt like I could have gave him a few more opportunities and some of the ones I missed, but he had a good day today, and we just got to keep building off it.
No mistakes from him on the routes or anything like that. Liam said it's pretty perfect.
He was great. He was prepared. Did a good job knowing the plan, the position he plays. You got to kind of know. You got to know a lot because he's involved in a lot in the run game. He's involved, obviously, in the passing game, and he did a good job preparing. Were
you trying to give Liam a game ball?
I had one saved for him. Mr. Khan gave him one, so it was perfect. It's good.
Trevor, I know you've been very transparent with us about the footwork and that being a real point of emphasis. I guess on the broadcast, they brought up that this has really been the focus of you for quite some time. Can you just elaborate on that, on like the footwork and the growth of it, and how you would evaluate it today?
Yeah, I have to watch the tape. There was a few times where I'm sure there's some stuff to clean up, and in the game, it's never as perfect as practice because there's live bullets flying and you're moving and getting moved off the spot, and there's always some stuff to correct. But yeah, it's something that's been a big focus, obviously, that you guys have known about. You've asked me a lot since the spring, and I put a lot of time in to working on it, and I think it's really helped me. And I got to continue to just get better at it and refine it. But it's been a change that's been good. I mean, I wouldn't say it's anything major, but when you're messing with your footwork as a quarterback and you've gotten thousands of reps a certain way, it takes a lot of time to really master the new way, and I feel like I'm on my way there and got to continue to work.
Are we going to feel any different without the play sheet?
Yeah, I got a lighter left forearm, so no sweaty wristband on there.
You win the toss and you take the ball. So, how cool was that to, instead of defer, come out and be on offense? And then I'm sure you wanted 7, settled for 3, but 13 plays and taking 6.5 minutes off the clock. After the struggles on the first drive a year ago to put up points on your initial drive today.
Felt great. Just being aggressive, I think, that speaks a lot to Liam's mindset and what he wants to do and what he feels about our offense and the way we can attack and go get points, and not afraid to do that. So I think as an offense, feeling that trust that he has in us and the aggressiveness, it's great. It was awesome. Be able to get points. Obviously, like you said, you want to get 7 there, and we got behind the chains a couple times. But besides that, able to put together a long drive, keep their offense off the field, settle into the game, kind of get in a flow. It was good.
Travis, can you just describe your emotions today? It's finally here. The game's here. You're playing both sides of the ball after the game. You're doing a little lap around the stadium. Was it everything you thought it would be?
Yeah, I was just excited, ready to go out there and win with my team and just be and bring that energy. Like I say every day, every time y'all interview me, I'm trying to bring the energy, bring the guys up, and make sure we stay true to ourselves and just be the team we know we can be.
How do you think you did offensively today? Coach Cohen just was in, said you ran all the right routes and all that other stuff, couple of catches. How do you feel like you played today?
I did my job. That was the main focus, is me doing my job. I did what they asked me to do, and I know I can do more, and I know I can do better.
Travis, you guys ran for over 200 yards. How pleasing was that for the offensive performance on the ground?
Oh, that's great. You can run the ball, then they had to come up and play man and press us. So then we get to throw the ball. So it was great that we was able to run the ball right through them.
And how cool was it seeing BTJ get the reverse touchdown run?
Oh, yeah, I was on the sideline happy because I knew it was his play, and I knew he was going to get the ball and score. So I was definitely excited for him. But he forgot to do the dance, but it's all good.
How hard is it to or is it easy for you to be so involved on every play and so bring so much energy even when you're not on the field? Because you're like the first one out there to celebrate with everybody.
It's not hard. You just got to go out there and just be myself. I've been doing this for a long time, and my job is to go out there and bring the energy and do my job.
And J.C. Horn made a great one-handed catch on that ball. That was the deep ball, but was that a touchdown if he doesn't get that?
If he don't get up and make a great play like he did, I think that was a touchdown.
Travis, as you reflect back on your first game in the NFL, are there any particular memories or highlights that really stand out in your mind from today?
We went out there and won. We won the game. We was able to take my first game was a dub, so that's exciting for me.
The haircut wasn't like a rookie hazing thing, was it?
No. I chose to do this myself.
Why?
It was just time to let it go. New me, new person, walking to a new chapter in my life, so I was able to just chop it off.
Sometimes you let it go, it doesn't come back.
Travis, before the game, you came over and you had a little moment with your grandmother. And I know there were other members of your family in the stadium. Just what did that mean, seeing them here and being able to play your first professional game in front of her, in front of family members?
I grew up here in South Florida, so it was great for me to be able to show my grandma. She was the first person to sign me up for football, so her seeing me on the big stage was an exciting moment for me.
Travis, 3 turnovers by defense. Seemed like guys were flying around. Just what are your thoughts on what defense showed today?
That's what we're doing in practice. We do it every day in practice, just flying around. Our big emphasis, everybody get to the ball, 11 guys to the ball, so tips and overdose, we got to get those, and that's what we've been doing.
Travis, how abnormal was this with just a few defensive snaps? I think you may have had 6. I mean, usually you're playing almost every play, so we understand what your new role is going to be like, but what was it like, over the last 4 hours?
I just leave that up to the coaches. I just go out there when they call my name, I just go out there and do my job. So,
Hey, Foye, can you describe what happened on the 2 turnovers for us, the interception you had, and then punching out the ball on Bryce Young?
Yeah, the first one, the interception, was a boot. Saw the safety overtook the over, so I was just kind of being an opportunist. I thought he was going to run it. He didn't. Threw a contested throw. Murray made a great play breaking it up, and I saw the ball in the air. And that's like the tips and overthrows. We said we got to get those, so I saw it in the air, accelerated, and made sure I caught the ball. Yeah, and then I came down with it. But it was just a good play all around for the whole defense.
And then the punch out?
Oh, yeah, punch out, dropped in my zone, and then this time he did run it. He crossed the line of scrimmage, so I hate when quarterbacks kind of do that, but it's cool. He's trying to get his extra yards and stuff, so we decided to go head first, and, you don't want to dive on the guy and maybe get the penalty. So, we put the ball out as he was stumbling forward. So he's already going to the ground. I might as well take my shot at it. Got the ball there, and I felt the air come out the side there. So I knew the ball was on the ground. I saw a whole bunch of our guys hustling after the ball, so I assumed we got it. Started running.
Oh, over here. Have you ever experienced anything quite like an hour and 6-minute delay in a game before at any level of football? And what do you do in that hour time?
Yeah, actually my first ever game, I guess it wasn't a delay, it was just we hadn't started. Kind of Thursday night game, I guess kind of similar how this year started off, Eagles game, and it was raining and stuff. So I understood, you got to wait for them to say you can go back on the field to warm up and stuff. But it was great how we handled it, really. I like how the strength staff had everything kind of organized for us. We went over some adjustments and kind of like a little mini halftime. And then we were already stretching inside, came back outside, had a good organized warm-up period. And then we took the confidence that we had going into that break, came back out with some adjustments, and just kept it flowing. So I think we handled it very good. And nobody was really surprised by it at all.
Boy, getting to, 3 turnovers or whatever it is today, that was something the defense wasn't able to really do a ton of last year. How good does it feel to get off to a start like that?
I just, I talked to the guys already that we put a lot of work in this whole offseason, new faces in here. We gained a lot of trust and a lot of good camaraderie, it feels like, on that side of the ball, really with the team. and then just coming out here and put a good product on film feels good. You know, you come out, you know, put in all that work, and if it doesn't go well, now you're starting to second guess a little bit, just naturally. So just come out here and feel like we played well. Obviously, there's stuff that we should improve on, we need to improve on, but coming out here and everybody flying around, everybody, you know, keeping that camaraderie that we had from the offseason to this first game, I mean, it just felt great. So getting the turnovers, like, we're doing stuff right. Let's keep doing it. Let's keep improving on it.
And Murray and Lewis both had, you know, big plays on defense with you guys. The two new guys coming in, how much of an impact do they make? And when you see the veterans doing that, how does that help, like maybe some of the younger guys?
Yeah, I love it because when they play well, you know, they're good examples in the locker room already, how they go about their business, talking about meeting whenever I want to call a meeting, they're ready to meet, doing extra, having a routine and stuff. So if they see success at that level now in the DB room as well, you know, they're going to fall, I'd say, in line, but they're going to maybe implement what gets them success. And, you know, and then carry from camp and practice to the game, you know, who wouldn't want to have that same success, how they play. They play well, communicate well, play hard, tackle hard. I love playing with them right now. So everybody, you know, getting on that same page, you know, we can be very dangerous defense.
You've told us that you feel like in this defense they can let you be more of a playmaker. What was it like just seeing that kind of be vindicated first game right out of the gate?
Yeah. I feel like I had good years being a playmaker, and I felt that kind of same energy, just how they stressed about talking about the ball. So getting back to that, I put it on myself, really, because I put it out to y'all. I wanted to be a playmaker. So, you know, they gave me the opportunity to have my eyes back more on the ball, maybe breaking up, not having to run all over the place with wheel routes and stuff. So it's really trusting the rush, making the right break angles, and then when the ball does present itself, kind of how the coaching staff harps on getting the ball, let's all go attack the ball. So it's a good start for us. We have to keep it going through the year. But, you know, they come in bunches. So they start now. Let's keep it going and see where this takes us.
And then you guys had 4 new guys up front, a couple of new guys in the secondary. What does it say just to see you guys gel together so quickly?
I guess it's really the hours in the off season, you know, spending time together, trusting one another, trusting that we're all going to be in the same spot. We're really seeing them make plays. It's like, all right, that's what he's capable of. I trust him to do that now. And then, you know, coming to this game, they see me make plays, see the defensive line make plays, you know, the run game. Everybody's attacking their gaps hard, you know. Keep building off of that, but it's definitely solid to see.
Jordan already tweeted that you should have been an All-Pro the last 3 years. So
Appreciate that.
what does it mean to have hype men like those guys? Like I said this to a couple guys in the locker room. I don't want to call it subdued, but it felt like a business-like approach after this win. Maybe not as euphoric. It was, hey, all right, good win, but we checked the box, and now we're moving on.
Right. To be a dominant defense, it takes the whole season. You know, you can't go ups and downs, or you got to really stack games. You got to stack streaks and stuff. So to come out is definitely a good tone-setting game. Like I said earlier, we got a lot of stuff to clean up. And I said earlier, we got good vets who are going to come in, kind of go through these meetings, understand what we have to do better. And I love, you know, working with them so far. So then we're all each other's hype man. I told everybody we got to celebrate our wins, the little ones, the big ones. I appreciate J. Lou shouting me out like that. Because he knows, he kind of, you know, we're close, so he knows kind of the little stuff that I think about as my career has gone on, and it is what it is, but I just want to keep producing how I know I'm capable of producing, and then all that stuff, you know, it comes as it comes. But I can't control that, but I can play well for my boys, for sure.
And then one other thing that you've talked to us about is because you can play a little more free, but also because as opposed to being the eraser, you feel like everybody around you knows their assignment. Did that shine through today?
Yeah, we definitely played with a lot of trust today. I think we played with a lot of trust, and there's stuff that we should clean up to make sure we're executing our calls and stuff, but we play with a lot of trust, and that's just a lot of bank reps through the preseason, playing it the same way each and every day. So appreciate Coach Camp really, you know, putting those installs in and hammering details of communication, but it's just the first game, so we got to see how that keeps growing all the way through the season. But it was cool. It was fun.
Foye. Yeah, Foye. As John mentioned, there were a lot of guys on defense that were kind of new, but there was one guy who returned to this team, and Dwayne Smoot. How big an impact has he had in his return to the Jags, and how much did you guys miss him last year?
It's cool to see how the guys really rally around him, kind of camaraderie, as I keep mentioning. He came in and, you know, he had to get acclimated and stuff, but once he did, like, the guys got a lot of trust in him, and he's kind of versatile up there on the defensive line, plays inside, can go outside, runs the stunts and all that. So I just saw them working and communicating. I don't really know, what they be doing up there. They just, I know what they're doing. But, I saw how much they clicked very early. And, like, him coming back, they know what he does well. They're really playing off of each other and stuff, and everybody is having a communicated rush plan. And that's very important for D linemen to make sure that, the rush lanes are going to be closed or when they can rush up the field versus come under and stuff. So, them embracing him again was really cool to see. But I already know, like, an established veteran who's seen a lot of football, I like how they communicate with him.
All right. Cool. Thanks.
Appreciate you.